Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about a team that has many people conflicted on whether or not they are really a championship contender. They arguably have a top 5 or maybe even top 3 duo in the NBA, and many people believe that they are good enough to go all the way simply from that alone. However, on the other hand, there are also a lot of people who are not at all confident in their ability to go very far, and the primary reason for that comes down to their depth. They created one of the best duos in the NBA by pairing two MVP caliber players in James Harden and Joel Embiid, but while doing it, they may have given up too much of their depth. And the team that I've been referring to this entire time happens to be the Philadelphia 76ers. After making a blockbuster move by acquiring James Harden at the trade deadline, Philadelphia immediately became a potential championship contender. Not only did they have to give up Ben Simmons in the trade to acquire James Harden, but they also had to give up Seth Curry and Andre Drummond too, both of which were very productive role players for them. Even before trading for Harden, they were not known as a particularly deep team. They were ranked 27th in the NBA in bench points per game before the trade deadline, averaging a little under 28 per game. Which definitely is not good, but it somehow has gotten even worse following the trade deadline. They have been the second worst team in points per game off the bench during that duration, averaging only 25.2 per game. Not only have they been averaging over 2.5 less points per game, but they have all around gotten worse production from their bench. Prior to the trade deadline, their bench put up a positive 0.7 plus-minus rating, but following the deadline up until this point, they have put up a negative 1.5 plus-minus. That is directly correlated to the fewer amount of points per game that their bench has provided, their drop-off in defense compared to their starting unit, and their overall lack of bench production. If we are being honest here, they are really only a 9-player deep team at best, and guys like DeAndre Jordan and Danny Green can really only provide around 10 to 20 minutes per game at the most during this point in their career. And that is where I believe their real problem lies. Not only are they getting a lack of production from their bench, but they simply cannot rely on them to provide many quality minutes either. That has already led to them having to overplay a majority of their starting unit. It took playing James Harden and Joel Embiid nearly 40 minutes each to beat a depleted Indiana team last night. A young guy like Tyrese Maxey will be able to handle that, but James Harden and Joel Embiid likely cannot endure that load for very long. Harden has already been prone to hamstring issues over the past couple of years, and then with Embiid, there is pretty much always a level of concern with him when it comes to staying healthy. I do not doubt the top level talent of this team at all, but I do worry about their lack of depth and how that could eventually cause Harden and Embiid to get fatigued, or even worse, to potentially get hurt. In my opinion, they need to find a more effective rotation to reduce the load put on Harden and Embiid, because if they are unable to do that, they could very well become fatigued by the second or maybe even first round of the playoffs. They don't have any major rotation players coming back from injury, and I really doubt they'll try to integrate a new player into their rotation at this point either. They need to figure out a way to reduce the load put on their top players, and if they can't do that, I find it very unlikely that they will make it very far. The ceiling for their team could potentially be all the way to the NBA Finals, but they cannot hope to get there if either one of Harden or Embiid get hurt. And to me, that is the fatal flaw of their current team. Could they figure out a way to fix it prior to the playoffs? Maybe, but I kind of doubt it at this point. If they are unable to beat their first round opponent in 4 or 5 games, that could potentially be enough to be the downfall of their team. That fatigue will carry over into later rounds, and it will be difficult for them to overcome. Now, I am really hoping that I end up being wrong here, but I don't see a way for them to get around this. They simply do not have the depth that many other teams do, and unless they quickly figure out a way to reduce their reliance on Embiid and Harden, I don't see that changing either. But with all of that being said, that will conclude my thoughts on the potential depth problem that could plague Philly. And what do you guys think? Do you believe their depth will end up being their downfall? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. But before you go, I would like to invite you to join the official Discord for the channel. If you like having NBA debates and discussion with others in real time, being updated on NBA news, or even being able to chat with me, then you really should think about joining. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to everyone who took the time to watch until the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.